I'm a idea guy. I'm a big vision, but I also have these brilliant skill sets that I can use that I'm learning to systemize to have the full Monty, right? And then my bro Blue Pill is who I work with on Gold Water. So that's
Okay.
my initial partner. I sent it in my initial group chat. I sent everybody the numbers. I said, this is my idea. This is what I want to do. This is the numbers we're going to be able to do. Gave him a breakdown. He was the only, it was like Shark Tank. He was the only shark I got.
Okay. Okay.
But it was a shark I needed because he was
Absolutely.
already in that space. So, of course, he understood the vision.
Okay.
First week, we successful. You
Mm.
understand me? We've been profitable since day one.
Wow.
You understand me? And now we've turned into a family business to where it's ran without me. It's not personality driven. It's not based on my
In
influence.
family business, is he
None of that.
family?
It's my brother.
Okay.
You know what I'm talking
That's
about?
what, so it's
But not
it's
like blood brother.
absolutely, yeah.
But my
Family is different.
sister,
Yeah.
my two older sisters, right? My Kalima, she's like the CEO of the company essentially,
Okay.
right? You have my other older sister, Andrea. She's running the back end. You understand me? Distribution, customer service. You have my cousin Lamiko. She's handling logistics and things of that nature.
Ooh.
You got my younger twin brothers. They work in distribution.
Mm.
And we got a few other employees, right? So then my younger brother, Bashir, initially was the graphic designer, creating the labels and everything.
Beautiful.
So it's a true family business.
Yeah.
You understand
Yeah.
me? And it's a family business that operate on its own. It doesn't require me.
Let me ask you this though. I have to dive into that, right? Did everyone have that skill set of the function that they're leading, right? Because you've just broke down a business with roles and clear functions.
Yeah.
Did they understand that
Had
job
to, had to
set?
be built.
They learned it. It
Yeah.
was learned.
Yeah.
Who taught them?
Well, initially, when everybody wanted to come in, I always tell them, everybody can have a job, but you got to make it for yourself. You understand me?
Man, say it again. Say it again.
Everybody can have a job, but you
Come
have
on,
to make
man.
it for yourself.
Come on, Key. This is too much.
So like,
I hope y'all heard that. That man. If not, rewind this and
Yeah.
listen to it again.
with family, you know,
Come
it's
on.
always aligning mission, vision, and values,
Mm.
right? And so with my sister, when we first started, I identified her values and skill sets first, right? I said, you know, she worked college, she worked clerical skills and assistant, executive assistant. So I'm like, yo, what can you do? Can you handle this, that, and the third? So she said, yes. So I say, cool. We're going to put you in this role because at first I was working the businesses by myself.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything. So the reason I knew which roles were needed, because I knew which roles I didn't want to do anymore. I wasn't
Real
going
team
to touch
building.
shipping.
Yeah.
I'm not touching labels, nothing.
Okay.
If it has to depend on me, it's not getting there no more. Because I had to free myself up. So I say, okay, who can do this, that, and the third? My sister and my younger brother. And then I say, well, listen, I know I can design, but you have more refined skills in this area, right? So I can design it, but I need you to vectorize it. I need you to really go into the graphic, create the label. I'll get it ordered, whatever. Eventually, everything that I do as a role, I need somebody else to take over. So the roles that I was doing as we were scaling, we started to afford somebody else to do those roles, and then we could scale more. So that's where my cousin came in, Lamiko. Now she can handle back end. She can take a lot of pressure off my sister because when we first started, it was easier for her to handle shipping and customer service. But then, you know, she has a family too. That's a headache for her. So I said, listen, all you have to do is manage the people there. Right? I'll pay you to manage it. You don't have to do all those roles, but you do have to train up somebody else to do those roles and you have to manage them. Right? So once we started to naturally have this system, and then of course you got my bro Blue Pill, he's doing the marketing, the deal flow, and things of that nature with me. Right?
This is all online. This is all D2C business.
Yes, it is.
Beautiful.
Now we do have some in-store product,
Okay.
right? We have some in gyms, we have some at grocery stores out in Atlanta. And the only reason that we haven't even expanded beyond where we want to is because I'm getting distribution solid first.
Yeah.
Expansion is not a problem at this point.
Yeah.
If I want to sell 10x, I know how to put together the plan for that. When we first had our first $100,000 month as a company, the week before, or the month before rather, I was on a plane. I wrote out the whole plan. You understand me? I sent it to the team and we executed to a T. You understand me? And what I had realized is that when I was working a job, I was way more refined in the details than when I was running my own business. right? We had a clienteling, we had sales goals for the day, for the week, for the month, right? We would look at all the analytics. We would do everything. So I said, damn, I did that for them. And my main thing was I know that if I fire them and I work for myself, then I can have more sales and of course keep more profit.
You brought that discipline of a model that was existing and you recreated it for yourself.
Absolutely. I did 3.5 million in sales for Prada my first year being a salesperson for them.
Come on.
And that was like 1.5 million more than the second person that was in line after me, right? So, and that was because I taught them a lot of my skill sets because they were so mad that I was taking up so many sales. The only way to get them off my back was to teach them.
Yeah, because you were getting all the commissions.
Yeah, I was getting, and it would go as you made more money. So yeah,
100%.
it was stacking up. So I had to literally teach everybody else so we could get along.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I've learned that same skill set because I called my pops once. Because I was mad. I'm like, bro, why is everybody mad at me? It's a competition, essentially. Like, we are competing for sales. But they was mad because I was so far ahead, they felt like it was unfair. It's like Jordan in the street game. You understand me? I'm putting it all up. So Pop say, just be FOI. And it was simple. And he was talking about the training that I received when I was younger.
Okay.
Right? Growing up. And one of them was the proper handling of people. Right? Knowing how to build relationships, knowing how to handle the emotions, knowing how to help others and just be righteous. Treat people how you want to be treated. Right? So once I had that reflection, I said, you know what? Let me educate them. Let me teach them what I know, bring them a little closer up to me so that they can actually compete with me.
Yeah.
Right? So it humanized me on a level to where they didn't just see me as this guy that make all of the sales. I told them some of my story and who I was. Right? Then they can empathize with who I was and they got value from me at the same time. And I do that now because in a lot of spaces I be Jordan, right? And people try to compete. And it's like, bro, you can never win a competition because I'm just being myself.
Yeah.
Right? We're not competing for the same spot. You can't compete for being me.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
possible.
Like I already won that.
Yeah, you're going to lose that one.
Yeah.
Everybody else is going to lose that.
But then people don't know how to recognize their own value. They see you doing good at something and they want it, not realizing the only reason you want it is because I got it.
Yeah, but that's that imposter syndrome that you know we have to check as a people. But man, what I love again that you're getting into is, hey, you're breaking down some things, man. It's incredible discipline that you have, but then the wherewithal to be the visionary, the architect of a business, and now talk about somebody else in your family that's the CEO.
Yeah.
And I've told people a lot, what you've done in that statement and how you've approached it is you've determined the what and the why.
Mm-hmm.
And you're allowing everyone else to do the how. And they're having to create that and figure that out. You're not giving them all those statements. They have to create that. That's where their value is being delivered. But you set the vision and the purpose, right? High end, and you wrote that and you see it. You said you saw 10X already. Yeah. Now they have to drive to get it there, and they then went off of that. And that's a hell of a family business.
And that requires trust, though.
It does.
Because if they don't trust you, then and that trust sometimes has to just be built off them seeing the results.
Yeah.
Right? Like I could tell them the vision. First they see me do it for myself. Right? Then I'm like, well, listen, this is what I did for myself. Don't you think there's a possibility I can do it for us? Right? You wrangle them in for the idea. I say, this is what we're going to do the first week, first month. We do it. Now you got them. So, okay. You said we was going to do it. We did it. Now you got them. You understand me?
Yeah.
So you got to learn how to set goals in front of people and actually meet those goals in front of people in order to get their real trust.
That's a fact. So now, when everyone was starting out, right, because I like diving into this story, and I know it's only one aspect of your portfolio.
Yeah.
But it's an important one because it's your family, it's your loved ones. So
Absolutely.
it's real close.
Yeah.
Now, when everyone was joining in, the revenue wasn't there to pay everyone the salaries that I'm sure they're making now.
Yeah.
So talk about that journey, right, and how that worked.
All
How
right.
were you convincing folks? Were they working for zero off of trust? Because that's a different trust when it's zero, or you paying people $1,000, $1,500 a month, $5,000.
Yeah.
Talk about that process.
All right. So when I had a business or when I was working a job, I'm making six figures. I didn't expect my family to come in and support that business, right? because it didn't matter if they spent there or not. I was gonna make my 6 figures. Once you start a business by yourself, you expect family to support that business, but that business only supports you. It's the same thing when you have a job that only supports you. So I think that's unfair. And I had an issue with that because I was expecting family to come support the business. So what I decided to do is create a business model that supports my family, right? So then my family was forced to support that business. And the way I did that was through an equity model at the beginning, right?
So you got an equity model with your family.
Yes.
Come on now. Let's game again.
Yeah.
Let's game again. This brother's dropping real gems, y'all.
Yeah.
I want to make sure.
So I'm like, you know, if you do this position, you get this percent. You do this position, you get this percent. So you get paid off of everything that you do. And the way I structured the business, because it's organic business, we didn't have no overhead, right? Besides, you know, cost of supplies and all of those other things. But it was so low that I seen profit already from the first month. So, of course, they weren't able to get as much as they are now, but they was automatically able to start getting paid. And they knew that the more work they put in, the more pay that they was going to get.
So it's profit sharing out the gate.
Out the gate.
Okay.
Out the gate. Now, I know everybody's business model can't do that. But here, this is the thing people got to understand. I'm into business model creation, right? I'm into, number one, if you create creative business models, you can tear up the old books, right? Because the thing is that we look at these statistics and say most business won't be successful in 7 years and 100 years. And it's like, that's just depend on how you structure your business and depend on what type of business you're in and how you need to make it work. Me understanding the influence that I have, the thought process that I have, knowing that I can start the business that way. Now, there was things that I had to set up before to make sure that it was successful. Otherwise, it would have been impossible for me to start a family business because I wouldn't have been able to afford to pay everybody for them to transition over full time so the business can be successful.
Yeah.
So I told them in the beginning that there has to be a sacrifice, though. It's like with Jeff Bezos' family, right? His mother and father gave him $200,000, right? And he already had an education, but here they starting up a digital library business, and this is 1995, and they like, yeah, there's no reason why this should be successful. This is not a business model we heard of. But he was able to go to other subsequent family members and get $50,000, but he told all of them, listen, you know, it's a possibility that I can lose all y'all money, and I hope that we family still after this. And so y'all going in there with that risk assessment, right? And they agreed to it. So that was my same model of thinking when I went in and asked my family to come work. Like, you know, you have to first assess the risk, know that you may have to make a sacrifice to join in on the family business, but still be all in, right? So it's like, if you go be that leader in your family, the number one thing you got to learn is communication.
Yep.
You understand me? If you can communicate, you can get everybody on board, but the family has to be sold into the same vision. The vision is important. Once they know the vision, they know what the mission is. We here to make people healthy. Yeah. We here to provide high-level minerals and nootropics and medicinal mushrooms so that people can enhance their life and be happy, right, and more focused. And the values, what are the principles? We're building a family business. We're working together in a collaborative sense. You understand me? To build wealth for our family. And so, like, if we can agree on that direction, we got alignment.
Well, and it's so interesting to hear you talk about that, because that's the equity framework, right? When you work in classical marketing, right, and I was at P&G, I've managed Tide, I've managed Gillette, all these brands. It's the same framework, and you just mapped it real time with your family. Yeah. What I think is a nuance that I want to make sure everyone caught that you said is everyone in your family works for the vision. They don't actually, not once were you talking about they work for you. Nah. And I think that's so important, that as people are building family businesses, and anyone listening, that you've removed the ego off of it. You've pulled that out and you said, there's this vision that you've now set, and you were the author of that, but we all work for that. That brings everybody on a common playing field. Right. And I think that was so important. I think it was beautiful that you said it. And I want to make sure everyone caught it, because you know, you dropping some high level gems. We got to make sure we bring it down. I told you I'm conceptual.
I appreciate you, bringing them down to earth. You know what I'm talking about?